They got less monkeys or something?
Maybe they have less monkeys, I don't know. But they're not loud anymore. Talking about a monkey farm. Welcome back to M. Hood Discovered. Talking about a monkey farm in Texas. Yeah, you're right. When I was living in Mineola, if I was out somewhere like I am today in nature, see where I'm at? It's like out in the middle. It's not really out in the middle of nowhere. It just feels that way. There's stuff going on. So whenever I was out in nature, especially around the dam of the lake, at sunset, I would hear stuff. You would hear the odd coyote right then, and then you'd hear more coyotes later, but you were highly likely to hear monkeys howling, because there was a monkey farm close by, and that's when they fed them. And when the person come out to feed them, the monkeys start howling like crazy. Like literally, that's what it sounded like. And you're there fishing, and then you hear the coyotes, and then you hear the hooves of the pigs coming down, because it's Texas. It's like full of feral hogs, you know. Maybe it's not that much of a walk back to the truck. Maybe it's 15 minutes. No matter how much distance there is between you and that truck, it's Texas. It's highly likely that coming across the path right in front of you, 50 pigs are being slow, and you're just like, oh my goodness. And then you realize there's a bunch behind you too, and you're like, oh well, shoot, I'm surrounded by feral hogs again. Because that's what it is. Yeah, you're right. So what is it here? Are we going to hear howling monkeys at the monkey farm? No, because there's not a monkey farm here. However, there's a lot of coyotes, and there's a whole bunch of speakers. You see this bit of trees right here? On the other side of that, there's a huge federal piece of property, and there are speakers, old school speakers, look like megaphones, right? They're sizable, all over the place, right? You follow me? It's a military base, right? It's over there. And every morning, every evening, sunrise, sundown, something gets played out of them speakers. It's bugles, it's the anthem. All right. But because there's so many speakers and they're spread out, here where we're at, we're going to hear this weird delay effect. And then, guess what else? Yeah, so that's what's up. I'm here to document this. This is one of my favorite places to be. Sometimes I catch nice fish here. Sometimes I don't. But the highlight of it is being here when the sun goes down, to hear a massive amount of coyotes that are over this way and on the base react to the loudspeakers, the bugles. And it's weird because the coyotes are not going to have a delay effect, but the sound off will. And we don't have much long to wait. I wonder if we're going to hear pigs. I heard at least one pig since I've been out here, but this is not Texas. We're not getting surrounded by pigs tonight. We might get covered with rain, but I think we have plenty of time. There's rain supposed to be coming. Right now there's storms this way down the road, but you go far enough, you're in the Gulf. So there's Gulf moisture. There's thunderstorms out there, way off there. We are getting so close. I just heard something that I forgot to mention. We're going to hear it again. Not only is there a lot of coyotes in this area, there's an obscene amount of barred owls. Did you hear that? Off in the distance, a good ways away, and that's likely on federal property where that barred owl is. Yeah, he keeps saying, who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all? super easy to identify their call, and for whatever reason, there's a lot of them around here. Caught me a little bit off guard. That'll happen when you're doing 2 videos at once. You hear it all come alive? Okay, so that's like the warning. So it's all good. That was not the whole thing. That's just to let everybody know that it's coming. Now you have like you have minutes to get your crap together. You know, it's like, all right, the day is done, but it's not officially done yet, but you're in the process of shutting it down. Kind of. You should have already been there, but in case, this is just to let you know, you got a light of fire under you. You've heard of 4chan.
4chan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard of Channel 4?
And what kind of thing?
Back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, on Channel 4 in Texas, once a weekend you'd get an episode of 4 Country. You ever heard of 4 Country? Probably because you weren't in Texas then. I don't know if this concept existed in other states, but this was back before the internet, before we had YouTube, right? There was this guy, I think he had one cameraman with him, maybe 2, maybe had one camera guy and one sound guy. They were traveling all over Texas, going to these small towns and interviewing people, right? And checking out these weird things like quirky places, you know, going to Kerrville and other places like historic towns like Fredericksburg, or you know, someplace in East Texas. Kind of like, you know, he's vlogging, but he's got big camera. You know, like that, remember that guy on public TV that would travel, like with Steve, traveling with Steve or something, or what's that guy's name? Not Steve Earle. Something Steve's Europe. You know, it's like the travel version of that painter guy with the big afro.
Okay.
But he just wasn't saying happy little trees all the time. That was back when, like, you know, you go watch Yan Can cook. And our guy on team, Justin Wilson, right? The Frugal Gourmet. Yeah, they had to make that stuff with, there we go. Sometimes you hear no coyotes. Sometimes you just have to wait for it. Sometimes you wait a long time. Maybe it's too hot for them too. They're not reacting. Usually they react during it and continue afterwards. I wonder if that thunderstorm, because when that started, it started thundering. You heard that? Maybe heat and thunder makes the coyote want to be quiet, not get up, right? They're going to get up here in a little bit. But yeah, no coyotes, just thunder. Wow. Still, I liked it.
What's up, possum?
He just come through some mud. He's got some nasty black looking legs. Look at that. Warms my country soul. Yeah, you're right. It's not talking about the heat. It was hot. Possums, horns, thunder. It would have been awesome to hear coyotes, but at least we didn't hear several hundred pigs. Yeah, you're right. But we might. You never know. Yeah, you're right. Just chilling with a friend out on a bridge. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, being a member of the channel. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, you're right. Tell you what, I'll see y'all next time.